Hello and welcome back, my ravenous rebels, to another episode of Tundra Witch Doctor in the Kitchen. Happy Yule tides and Merry Christmas for those of you that are Christian. So, our normal disclaimer, as we say, if you're under 21 in the U.S., don't drink. If you are in another country, follow their laws. Wherever you are, don't care. Don't drink and drive. Call a friend, call a cab, call an Uber, call a Lyft. Many of options out there, just saying. So, on today's episode, we are going to make a Yuletide cake. I'm going to forewarn you, this is a little bit more intensive than some of our videos. There's a lot more steps to this, a few more things, lots of dishes in between. But it turns out kind of worth it. And to drink, we are having a hot orange tea that is spiked, of course. So, if it's your first time or not, welcome back if not. Subscribe if you would like to. We really like having you part of our family. Like if you like the video, and please leave a comment. It means so much to me. And we'd like to have you as part of the conversation here in the family. All right. All right, so we're going to start with our ingredients because this one's slightly more complicated than some of the recipes that we do. You're going to need 3/4 cup of flour, a 1/3 cup chocolate, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 4 eggs divided. So I have my yolks here and my whites here, 3/4 cup sugar, 5 tablespoons of sour cream, 1/2 cup butter melted. Excuse me, 1/4 cup butter melted. I just have it in my 1/2 cup serving size right there. And a teaspoon. You're also going to want a 12 by 17 jelly roll pan, one of these flat ones. And you're going to want your parchment paper sticking up a little bit, that way. Start your oven at 350 and let it warm up. We're going to start with whisking together the flour, the cocoa powder, the baking powder, and the salt. You're just going to whisk that until it's I'll say right about even like that. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not using my stand mixer. You'll see. So next we're going to combine the egg yolks and the sugar. And we're going to go ahead and whisk those together. I'm thinking one of the French type whisks, the long skinny ones, might be slightly better for this. Oh, there we go. That's about the consistency you want. Now I gotta get it all out of my whisk. Now that I have the majority of that out, we're gonna go ahead, mix our melted butter with it. And go ahead and do our sour cream. I love my little skull measuring cups, but sometimes they can be a pain to make sure you get everything out of them. Get this nice and creamy. And then you're going to want to mix your vanilla in there as well. Give it all a good whisk. You're gonna want it to look kind of like that. Ooh. All right, before we mix our wet and dry ingredients together, we do need our eggs to be beaten until they're stiff peaks. So while we're doing that, then we're going to go ahead and mix our wet and dry ingredients together. Now I'm going to go ahead and start mixing my dry with my wet. I think I'm quickly going to remember here why I like my stand mixer so much and why I use that to make everything rather than using a whisk. Looking at this giant mess on here, I've become slightly spoiled since I've gotten a stand mixer. And I shouldn't say I've gotten one, it is my fiance's, so. Yeah, let me tell you, this is actually really thick as you're trying to do it. I am kind of manhandling my spatula here. So I just want to give you a little bit of forewarning if you decide to try and make this, that there is a little bit of work. All right, as you can see, we have our stiff peaks, and now we're going to work this into the rest of the batter. It says you want to start with a third of the egg whites to fold in. The folding, I can tell you, is going to be a little bit hard since this is a thicker batter, but it seems like the second that you add it into it, it does make it slightly softer, so that is kind of nice. All right, and then you just continue to slowly add more of your egg whites in there. All right, and this is the angle I should have actually had you guys at before. So your cake's gonna kind of look like this. And it's taking a while to scrape this, isn't it? All right, then you're just gonna make sure it kind of gets evenly spread out over your pan. And my oven's already heated. I'm ready to go. So we're just gonna tap that a few times, make sure the air bubbles out. You're gonna pop that in that warm oven. That's at 350. And you're gonna bake back. You want your cake to be springy, just like that. You're gonna pull it out of the pan right away like this. Move your pan. And this is actually why you wanted the parchment paper, okay? So you're going to start at the one end. Ooh, that is warm. I'm warning you right now, it's going to be very warm. You're going to roll it up. And you're going to let it cool just like that until it's cooled completely, okay? Just like a Swiss roll or whatever you called them when you were younger. And while I'm waiting for that to cool, I'm going to finish my big pile of dishes that I accumulated from doing from that and be ready on the filling. First thing you're gonna do is take your gelatin, 2 tablespoons of water, and you're gonna let that bloom, say about 5 minutes. So, you know, kind of like this. We'll wait for that to bloom because the cake will be done soon. One of the things you're gonna need is a tea towel. So I'm gonna take my towel right here and we're just gonna prep it, that way we're already ready. And you're gonna take this towel and now you're gonna spread some powdered sugar on it. I promise it is just powdered sugar. Okay, and after it blooms, it's gonna be set like this. You're gonna put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds, no longer, because you want it to be slightly runny, but not burnt. Okay, and 10 seconds was perfect for that. It's nice and runny. Now here's the easy part. You're just gonna add that all in. Your 1 1/4 cup heavy cream, your powdered sugar, your gelatin, pinch of kosher salt. Oops, sorry, that's like all out of focus for y'all. And your teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we're gonna go ahead and mix it. And as you can see, I was brilliant for a second there. I put the wrong attachment on. I put my paddle on, not my whisk. So you wanna put your whisk on there. So this activates that whipping cream and makes it whipped. All right, and that looks pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and stick that in the fridge until we are ready to put it on the cake. So our cake is cooled. We're gonna go ahead, lay that down on that towel that we got prepped. We're gonna unroll the cake, which did turn out to be a little bit messy. All right. And it's not 100% cool yet, so we are gonna let it finish cooling real quick like this before we put that frosting on. So it didn't turn out quite amazing as I had hoped, but it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and put some of that cream on, some of the filling, excuse me. And we're just gonna make this work. And let me tell you, apparently, this actually makes a lot more than what you need. Ooh, like that. And we're gonna stuff some in some of these crevices since we have so much extra. Take this, we're gonna wrap it really good. We're gonna stick it back in the fridge, let it harden. We're gonna clean up some, and here we are, we're getting close to the finish line. We are about to make the frosting. Sing it with me. You need 1/2 cup of butter, 1 1/2 cups of powdered sugar, 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and 1 pinch of kosher salt. Put it all in your mixture. Now the way I like to start is I like to start with creaming your butter first before you add the other ingredients. That way it turns out to be a little bit less messy. Next, add in your cocoa powder. salt in there. Sure. Heavy whipping cream going in there. You're slowly going to add your powdered sugar, not all at once. All right, I'll let you know what this looks like. All right, and so this is a very, very thick fudge. You are going to want a stand mixer for it. Or excuse me, frosting, fudge, same thing, you know. All right, we're going to go ahead and put our Yule log right there. And it looks like it got kind of hollow empty in the center. But hey, if you have hot, dry summers like we do up here, that could be a thing. You know, everyone's wood grows and erects differently, as I'm sure you all know. Okay, you know, all I can really say is just keep frosting this, try and make it look pretty. We'll get back to you with the tasting notes and probably. All right, so I was gonna take a fork and make some little patterny textures around it, but I think the frosting came out so thick and textured that I didn't really need to do that. So the last thing I'm gonna do is throw a couple twigs of rosemary on there and some cinnamon imperials right there just to make it look like some mistletoe. Then I'm going to cut it in half and deliver half to our taste testers, and we'll have the other half here in a bit for tasting notes. And all right, so we are going to start with making our tea for our drinks. We're doing a wild orange. If you can, you want to let that steep for about 5 minutes. If not, completely understand. All right, we've let those steep. Romy's upset about something. Probably that he's not getting any. And you're gonna do an ounce of Frangilco into each. Dash of cardamom bitters into each. And an ounce of, we're going with Tito's vodka today, in each. I'm gonna go ahead and do just enough to make a slight mix. And we're ready to go.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! Hey, you know, after a big long trip like we just did, hey, wardrobe malfunction. There's one thing Santa needs, and that's a snack to help him refresh. Yes, we do need a snack. Here's a snack for you. Yes, there's a snack. The Tundra Witch Doctor in the kitchen brought by a Yuletide cake. I think it's called the Yule log. Look at that beautiful thing. You'll sneak in here a little bit there, assistant. Look at that, I love cake. Oh, wow. Santa's gonna eat the whole thing, and then I get back to my big old self. Woohoo! Let me take a good bite here. Excuse me while I get to my cake hole. I love that icing. That's some fudgy. Choking on my beard. That is very good. Thank you, Tundra Witch Doctor in the kitchen for that. But you know what? You always have to wash it down with something good. Hey, you can't have none. Now this is a hot drink she brought over. Let me open up here and get to this. Kind of tastes like it's got a spiced tea flavor. That's pretty good. It's a little orangey drink in there, a little orange flavor. Maybe she used a cinnamon stick, I can't tell. Can you tell? It's awfully good though. But I'll tell you what, these two go together. This is a perfect drink and a snack combination. Oh, Santa loves it. And we want to say thank you, Tundra Witch Doctor in the kitchen, for bringing it over here to Cabin Fever in Alaska. Now, let's wish him Merry Christmas! Yay!
Okay, and we've made it to tasting notes. A fork, choose piece, choose drink, all the things. We have our Yule log cake. It actually doesn't look that bad from these slices. Actually, let's go like that. There we go. It kind of looks like what it's supposed to.
Cake. Oh, it's really good. It's really good.
This is a time-consuming cake, but it was worth it.
It's so good. I already can't close my jacket.
I hope our taste testers like it.
Good.
Mm-hmm. I think it's something if you break it up over like doing it a day, like bake the cake a day in advance, probably help a lot too.
Might lower your stress level a little bit. I don't know why you were stressed about this. This is fantastic. Now, what is this?
This is orange tea with Frangilco and vodka and cardamom bitters.
It smells really good.
I like it.
It tastes really good too. I don't even like tea, but I could drink this. Like, this is good. And I feel like I could probably have this at work and no one would know.
I wouldn't try it.
What you got there?
You probably wouldn't.
Tea. I dig it.
Just get like
You know how I know the
prescription
cake?
bottle and mix the vodka and Frangilco in it.
You know how I know the cake is good? Because we've got quite the audience tonight.
We do. We have Dakota over here licking the floor because she can smell it.
Remy's right over here. Come here, buddy. Come here. He's like, no, I don't do cameras. You know this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on,
And
buddy.
I'm not saying this is really good because it's the first thing I ate today either.
Come on, buddy. You're almost there. Maybe I should just move the camera just a little bit. And then, oh, the Remy!
There we go. Our audience
Hi, buddy.
tonight. All right. I
Wanna
hope
sniff
you
my
guys
cake?
are having a good Yuletide
smells good.
season.
Merry Christmas, Remy. Merry Christmas.
Don't forget to burn your bay leaves in your cauldron. And
Merry Christmas!
I hope you enjoyed this episode. I actually did have fun making the cake, which is kind of crazy.
Remy, can you say Merry Christmas?
Merry
Remy.
Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Say it, Remy. Say it. Good boy.
Merry Christmas, everyone.